Delicious pork chops.
Alright, that's probably one of the better things I've heard today.
Cautionary tales from the red chair, take 2.
Yep.
Had some thermal issues. It was a little throwback from the previous podcast. None of you will hear because it has long since been omitted and gone.
Oh, good times.
Yep.
Good times.
Okay, might as well pop this top before we get on air. Oop, little blowback.
You asshole. I just went and got that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, son. I thought this was my empty one. And that was my reserve.
No, I got one when we
sorry.
restarted. I don't care.
Okay.
I was just getting done with this one and went, oh, he just opened my beer.
Son of a bitch.
Just sat my fat ass down.
All right, well, that brings us to the beginning of the next edition of Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair, brought to you by Jake Jelinski.
And Sam Reckner.
All right, I guess we'll just begin this episode today with a hypothetical question for you, Sam. If you had to either exterminate humanity or a completely unknown alien race, which would it be?
Oh, you know the answer.
And the stipulation is, though, the only criteria you know about the alien race is that it's smarter than humanity ever could be. There's no way to know how violent or decent they may be. And then, of course, smarter is kind of a broad term. So it basically just says they have like a lot larger knowledge base than us and know more about natural phenomenon and all that. So, would you rather destroy humanity or an unknown alien civilization? And the blank look you're giving me, I think you're going to go with the former. You would rather exterminate humanity.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not the biggest fan of humanity to begin with, so
you're like, I think if they're smarter, they're probably a lot more peaceful than us. They probably
never invented religion, so
yes, and that would be a good excuse for them to survive.
Hey, that's one of the big arguments that I have right now. Is if you didn't have the whole Vatican suppressing any kind of scientific data or research or anything like that, we may be 1,000 years smarter than what we are right now.
No, we should be thousands.
That's all I'm saying. Because if we had fucking Da Vinci back then putting those drawings up, I'm not saying in his lifetime he would have seen a submarine, a helicopter, a spaceship. I'm not saying he'd seen all those, but I'm saying we definitely would have had the first prototypes out in his day. If it hadn't been for organized religion just keeping everything down. And that's not just Christianity. I mean, every organized religion has looked at scientific fact and data and all that stuff and gone, poppycock.
But every controlling organization, religion, government, private corporation always has controlled knowledge. You know the global elites that are out there are 50 years ahead of us in technology.
I just want to beam from one place to the next. That's all I'm asking for.
They have the Stargate technology, Sam. It's not just a movie.
The Gulf of Aden. What was that? The Philadelphia Project.
Yeah, that is fucking sweet.
Where they actually have sailors saying that people were stuck in walls and shit like that.
That shit is real, I think.
But they had to sign the partition saying they would never, ever, like even if it came unclassified, they could not speak about it. Whatever was unclassified was what the military wanted people to know.
Exactly.
So that's the weird part about it to me, and that's where it seems a little fishy to me, is if you actually have to sign an affidavit saying that even if we come out and say that it's unclassified, you cannot speak about what you've seen.
Because you can't corroborate it or contextualize it at all, so it's more palatable for the human to understand, the average person, so it's bullshit.
Well, it's just one of those things where I can honestly look at it and go, if you're going to tell somebody, we can tell somebody about it, but you can't tell your side of the story.
Yeah.
So what filter are you putting on it?
And that just really says that we're going to give you a glossed over bullshit truth from the military, as opposed to getting the truth from the military and then have somebody that's actually there kind of fill in the blanks and give you the true story. Because you know that a lot of it's probably redacted.
Well, and then the best part about it is anybody who actually says that they saw this happen, the military just basically, the Navy in general, just basically laughed it off anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Just be like, are you kidding me? We took a 60-ton ship.
Yeah.
And just went, poof, gone.
And it's so unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly.
That people can't comprehend it. Yeah, exactly.
When people were saying that all they saw was a fog and then there was nothing there.
Yep.
And then the Navy can go, oh, so you saw a fog and then there was nothing there because maybe there was fog?
Yeah, that's why nothing was there.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to see through it. So, it was just a convenience for the Navy, but you actually had eyewitnesses saying there was a green fog and then the fog and the ship gone.
Yeah.
And then it was back after a green fog came back.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, was just... something went on. I don't know. I don't know necessarily if it was like teleportation or if they were trying... Or if they were trying some of the, stealth shit.
Well, it's all experimental. And they learned something amazing that day.
Oh, yeah.
However they deciphered the data and did whatever they did with it, I have no idea. But they got to have technology greater than they're telling us.
Well, the only thing that I'm thinking right now is... the biggest fucking secret that the military was supposed to have for the longest period of time that never actually worked or saw any service or anything like that. What was that? That was the B-2 bomber. The flying wing.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, how the hell did it take our military as long as it did to make one of those when you can honestly say that Hitler had them?
Yeah, Hitler almost had flying saucers.
So what I'm saying is, if our military is dumb enough to think that that's what we think that's all they got...
Yeah.
I mean, they're smart enough to realize, especially our military, that's why they spend so much money. Because they look at Boeing and they go, yeah, go ahead and make that, because we'll fly that one, and people will go, what the hell is that? Yeah. And while they're looking at that one, we'll actually have our real shit over here.
Oh, exactly. And that's, when it comes to, when people get into, do you believe UFOs and aliens come visit and UFO sightings? I will honestly admit I do believe aliens have probably seeded this world with life. If not that, to that extreme, they definitely have visited and are a part of...
I'd even go so far as just to say that how can you call them aliens, because we're probably related somewhere along the lines. And if we meet another race like that and our scientists have enough time to actually go back cellular and all that kind of shit, we're made of the same shit basics.
Well, stardust.
Yeah. So if you're going to look at it that way, it is the Christian way of looking at it. We're all brothers and sisters.
We are. Well, that's the thing.
So are we with a fucking kangaroo.
And a blade of grass.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, as the Buddha has taught us, this is not a flower, son. This is the entire universe pretending to be a flower.
That is true.
But I mean...
And just to let you know, the entire universe is pretending to be my penis.
But the point I was trying to make with...
Huge!
Are you done? No,
yes.
The point I was trying to make before, though, with saying, when it comes to the UFO debate, and then the secret technology the elites have in this world... It's always, to me, I do believe, like I said, aliens have visited us, blah, blah, blah. What I start to question and kind of mixes it up in the head is, are all UFO sightings actual aliens, or is the government kind of letting that be the excuse to hide their secret technology that they don't want us to have?
Of course they are.
So it's kind of a combination of both, right?
I'm going to put it to you this way. Some scientist in Japan has now made that one type of coat that has 10 different cameras on it that'll take pictures of what's behind you. And as long as you're using this certain computer, as of this point, the computer deciphers what it is and puts the image back to the side of the coat. So the coat will actually produce an image of what's behind the coat. And I'm just going to say it. If some fucking scientist in a university in Japan can make this technology and people can see it at this side of the or this side of the planet, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
So,
because if a scientist in Japan discovered that shit, don't you think the Japanese government would be like, whoa, we are not telling anybody else about this? You know what I mean? But if he can put that shit out into a fucking... Because I saw that shit on National Geographic or fucking Discover Channel or whatever it was, oh no, TED Talks.
Okay. But I want you to back up, and I want to wrap my head around this. So what you're trying to tell me is this dude basically has camouflage coat where it projects the background in front. Like the coat becomes that. Oh, okay. I was just like,
it has cameras in the back of you.
Amazing.
And then it's got one of those hoods that just has the little eyepieces, just the little slits. But it has cameras in the back of you. And then it has a basic screen over the front of you.
Yeah.
So as long as you stand still and there's no wind, you are the exact backing.
Wow.
But
go on. You were watching that on TED Talks.
Yeah. And I just couldn't believe the fact that this is something that somebody in Japan was able to create in a university with his students. Yet they were allowed to just bring it out on a national setting like that.
Yeah, you'd think that would be something that NSA would be like, hey,
somebody would.
Fuck, you cannot, this is our technology now.
But buddy. It was in Japan.
Yes.
But that's another thing I'm still saying, though. Like, the Japanese government would just be like, ho, I am not letting this one out.
Yeah, but the Japanese government, I think, is too busy funding sex robots at this point.
Because me so horny. I'm sorry, I just couldn't help myself.
Talk about Domo Irrigato, Mr. Roboto.
I'm just saying, though, if that was something that was actually like a new technology or something to be like feared, or exactly.
And that's the thing too, is that's why I kind of almost believe most UFOs that are spotted are actual human technology that is super top secret.
Yeah.
Because you know that if there are aliens, they're either on a completely different vibrational level where they're invisible to our sense of reality unto itself, where we can't
we only see a couple spectrums.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're outside of our visual spectrum, and if they're not naturally, they definitely have the technology to be.
Yeah.
And
praying mantis could see them.
Exactly. And, fucking dogs and cats probably could.
Like shades of gray.
Well, I mean, don't they say dogs see, like, they have senses, don't they see...
They see dead people.
See us tiptoeing around that. I was like, I don't want to say they see ghosts per se, but that's why I was like, they feel energies differently. And cats do too, because they're fucking weird. They just stare off into shit, and it scares me.
That's because they want to eat your eyeballs when you die.
They don't stare at me, but they they'll just stare off into a corner of in the wall, and I'm like, they're fucking looking at something. I can't see it, but there's fucking something there, because also it's been proven that there's many different realities within an inch of our face.
Why do you think the Egyptians thought that they were the keepers of the underworld, man?
Touche.
Because
they're devils.
Yeah, exactly. Because they will stare your soul into them.
Oh, God, I hate cats.
Every time one looks at me, that's all I can keep thinking is, you want to fucking eat my eyes, don't you?
And they will.
Oh, yeah, fucking right they will.
Your body won't even be cold.
I know.
And they'll be
they like them when they're warm.
And it always creeps me out when they wake me up by licking my eyeball.
Oh.
I don't know, I've never...
We had a cat that used to wake us up by licking our nose. And if you've ever smelled cat breath...
No.
That is not the coolest way to to wake up, a cat licking your fucking lip and your nose. Waking up going, oh, I smell shit. Oh, I taste shit, too. You just licked your ass. I hate cats.
I hate cats.
Worthless animals.
Alright, let's move on to another hypothetical, should we? Alright, okay. If you could transmute one material into another, what would it be?
Okay.
Like, you could basically be an alchemist.
Yes, but this is what I'm going to... Okay, this is what I'm going to say, though. This isn't like a trick question, like a Midas thing, is it?
No. I mean, basically, let's see, what would the...
Like, it's not like everything I touch, or...
Okay, let's see what the stipulations would be. Consider that transmuting a common material into a rare one, quartz to diamonds, carbon to gold, will likely draw attention, and unsavory types might look to enslave you for their riches. Okay. Complexity of the conversion is not an issue, but it has to be consistent. So if you transmutate something into a burger, it would be the same burger every time.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay.
That's just saying, like, you can't be like, well, I can make dirt into ribs, and this time I'm going to have barbecue ribs, this time I'm going to have Jamaican jerk ribs.
Yeah.
No.
It's got to be.
They're one or the other.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what would you do?
Okay, so I can make anything into anything.
Essentially.
I would make salt water into fresh water.
Ooh. Do you just, like, grab a certain amount, or would you just be like, kapow! Oh, you saltwater fish is dead!
Oh, no. That's not what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not, like, saying, I hate the ocean. Damn!
I'm drinking this shit now, motherfucker!
Exactly.
You're just gonna be like, I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny, because mine goes to water, too. It does. You know what mine is? It would be, I would turn sand into water. Then I could live in the middle of the fucking desert, away from everybody, and be self-sustaining.
See, I was thinking salt water to water. That way I could live on a fucking island someplace and not have to worry about it. Because then I'd be like, whatever. Nobody wants to come out here because it's salt water everywhere.
I like that. I do. You know what is the weirdest thing? This is probably why we're best friends. Both of our rationales have to do with complete and utter isolation from everybody. We're not like Jesus. I'm not going to turn salt water into wine and have a potty.
Nope.
I want to be on a deserted island. I like yours better because at least there's vegetation on islands.
Oh yeah, fucking it's
for
awesome.
Food. I didn't think mine through.
I could be on a sweet island.
Yeah, the desert.
Wilson as a friend and everything.
Yeah, the desert of mine, I was just thinking complete and utter isolation. And then after I actually said the thought, I'm like, then what the fuck would I do for food? But then I'm like, I could always plant and grow food with my water I made out of sand in actual soil that I brought with me. I had to have to prepare for mine.
Oh, yeah, you would have.
But I like yours better, because if you'd go to an island out in the middle of fucking nowhere that had...
coconuts grow everywhere.
Or just eating toucans...
frying
them up.
You can tell me
Popeye's
this,
chicken style.
If you're on a deserted island in the middle of the ocean, what you're thinking about isn't food. Food is the worst thing at this point. Yeah. Because actually eating something without having any water in you dehydrates you even faster. Because, what is it? At a rate of 3 to 1, you have to produce water into stomach acids. So, for every liter of stomach acid, you lose 3 liters of water. So eating something, I think that's what the variation is. I'm not positive on that. But for everything that you put in your stomach when you don't have water, it's just dehydrating you that much faster. That's why your body can live 3 weeks without food.
But you need
a couple days without water.
I love water.
It's just one of those things. I mean, you can eat, but it's not good if you don't have water.
That is true. It's kind of
That's why after a big meal, all you want to do is go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you need that to get the stomach acids.
Yeah, that is very true. That's just... I don't even know where to go from there on that one. You need stuff. But, yeah, because... I don't know where to go on that.
I just gotta say it. I've actually thought about that one before.
I guess. I'm like, dude, I thought desert, and I'm stuck. And then you go into all this, and I'm just like...
No, I've thought about that one before. Well, it's the variation of that, anyway. I never actually thought about, like, being an alchemist, but I was thinking, if you could find an island that had a...
freshwater source?
Yeah, freshwater source that was actually reliable, to the point where if an animal died in it, you wouldn't lose your freshwater source. You'd have to clean the animal out real fast. But,
yes.
I mean... Yeah, that'd be the worry about being on an island and being like, sweet, I found a freshwater source. Then waking up one day and being like, fuck, there's a rat just fucking floating in it.
Or drinking out of it without knowing there's a rat upstream.
Well, you'd have to boil it.
Always.
Yes. And that would be the hard part, is being able to find the fuel that you would need to constantly have a fire.
Yeah.
But if I had enough fresh water, that would make it so much easier.
That is true. So your dream could come true.
Yes, it could.
So this is a great hypothetical for you.
It really is. It really is. Because now I'm like, that's my mutant power. If anybody ever asks me, what's your fucking mutant power? I'm like, I am turning salt water into fresh water. And they will look at me and go, that is a worthless mutation. No, it is not.
No, it is not.
Because I will be called Island Man. You know why you've never heard of Island Man? Because you've never been to the fucking island.
Because you've never been to the fucking island. Then what if there were Bigfoot on your island?
Then me and Bigfoot would be chilling with a fucking hot tub.
Could you kill Bigfoot if you ever came across one?
Why would I?
Let's say it's not on your island. Let's say you're up in Oregon in the, Cascade Mountains, picking Cascade hops for a nice brew you're going to make.
Okay.
All of a sudden you stumble upon Bigfoot. Could you shoot it? And I'm going to add something to this. If you did shoot it, would you be convicted of killing an endangered species?
You should be. Well, actually, you couldn't be, because it's not considered a species.
It's not on the list.
It's not even considered a species. It's considered a myth.
But Bobo would fucking hunt you down.
Bobo is a fucking Bigfoot.
He'd hunt you down. That'd be illegal in the Squatching community.
I'm just saying, man. The only reason that I would actually shoot one is if it was attacking me.
Yeah, self-defense.
I wouldn't just shoot an animal because, oh my god, I don't know what that is. Bang!
It's coming around for me!
Yeah, exactly. I just wouldn't do that shit. Like, I have no idea what you are, so I'm just going to shoot you and see what you are later. Like, that makes no sense to me, so...
Kill them all and
I would probably sit there and look at it and go, what the fuck? And if it started coming at me, I might stand my ground, and if it came too close for comfort, I might pull the trigger. I'd probably give it a warning shot first, and chances are it would run away. I mean, if you could do that with a bear and it runs away, that's... Yeah. Guns are loud. Animals don't like loud.
That is true. Because I actually used that knowledge. I'm not sure. It was probably unnecessarily. But when I was up at Winnebagosh last week camping, I took a walk down the road, and then I saw this, weird little four-wheeler trail going through, some thick woods in the Chippewa National Forest. And so I was just strolling through there, listening to a podcast, just do. And then all of a sudden I get super deep in there. It starts to get thick. And then all of a sudden it starts to sprinkle. And then I hear all these weird noises. And then I get all paranoid. Because, I was smoking a little bit before. But so I've got all a little paranoid. And I'm just like,
it's me, officer.
And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, there's black bear in these woods.
I am not in my home territory. Yeah, I am about 4 hours north, where wilderness is bigger than I.
And then I'm just like, this is not smart to just be walking through the woods all quiet. So then I started going, yep. Walking through every now and again, yep. And I'm just kind of I was like, I remember hearing that somewhere. Probably the grizzly man.
Well, you gotta let them know where you are, because they will get away from you if they know where you are.
It's just you don't want to. I guess you don't want to stumble upon them and fight or flight.
Yeah, just look at what happens if you scare a person. They throw a punch before they,
Yeah,
it's just a natural reaction. If you scare it.
Yeah, wow. Fight or flight.
But if you scare a person and they throw a punch, you can't really fucking be pissed off at them. They fucking threw a punch.
You scared them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You came up and went, blah, blah, blah. So if you do that with a bear, don't expect to have the bear go, oh, that was really scary, man. I could have clawed the shit out of you.
But I'm glad it's you, Jake.
That's what I'm saying. If it was anybody. I'm pretty sure the bear wouldn't just do that. I could have clawed you, but I saw it was you.
Yeah.
No, they just disembowel. And then go, sweet, lunch.
Yeah. Just as that grizzly man. That was a good documentary, actually.
It was. I mean, he proved his point up until the point he got eaten.
Hey. It was tough times.
It was. That's what I'm saying.
Isn't that why they ate him? Isn't that what they said? When it was just like a really... What happened? I thought it was just they were just hungry.
It was a bear that wasn't doing good that he was all close to because he thought the bear was, gonna die. And this will probably be his last summer. Well, it's your last summer too, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because you're there with the bear that is going to have his last summer, and that bear is going to look at you and go, if it's going to be me or you this winter...
It's you, sir.
So I'm going to eat you and your girlfriend, and then I'm going to go hibernate.
Yeah, that's such a sad story, but it's an inevitable ending, just like the Steve Irwin. Because when you first saw the crocodile hunter come on your television, I know every single person who saw that this guy is going to die. He's got a death wish.
The funny part about it is when you say inevitable, though, nowhere in my mind was Stingray.
Yes, going to be the culprit. Alligator for sure.
50 animals.
Of all the shit he fucked around with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the dude fucked around with so many snakes, so many fucking spiders, and anything that poisonous.
Yeah, anything badass.
Tarantulas, fucking scorpions. Like, anything poisonous. I thought he was going to get stung by something that was going to give him a reaction.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to get it with a crocodile. I didn't think he was going to get it with something like that. I thought it was actually going to be something poisonous that got him.
Small and stealthy, like, oh man, I made a mistake.
Like, no, I'm not kidding you. I literally would have had my money on, like, it just happened like, when he was sleeping. And all of a sudden a spider came up and bit his arm, and god damn it. If he would have been awake, he would have known what kind of spider that was and been able to take it off of him. Like, that's where my money was going to be, because I was going, this has got to be the most ironic death ever. To a guy who looks death in the face every single day and goes, what a beaut! It's got to be the most ironic death ever. And then when it actually happened, I went, that's more irony than I even saw.
It was almost sad.
Because I thought it was going to be something that he fucked around with, like the little fucking poisonous dudes that just got him when he wasn't even doing anything. Like, he put his shoe on.
Yeah.
And he forgot to check it or something.
Like scorpion.
Yeah!
Got a scorpion in the shoe!
That's what I'm saying. Little Butte stung me! Like, I'm just saying. I thought it was going to be something like that. Just something stupid where it came out in a headline like, Steve Irwin forgot to check his boots, and
son of a bitch is dead.
I'll be damned if there wasn't an 8-foot king snake in there.
What kind of boots does he have?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody knew he wore thigh highs, but I'm just saying. I thought it was going to be something like that, but then when they said it was a fucking stingray that got him in the heart, and the only reason he really died that they can say right now is because they pulled it out.
No way. So if they'd have left it in,
if they would have left it in and got him to because it was cut, or I think it was one of those weird things. And once again, this was a while ago, so I'm going by memory on this one. It was one of those weird things where it went in and basically blocked one of the ventricles or one of the veins. I think that's, or no, is it arteries and veins?
Be arteries. Because the ventricles, aren't they the valves kind of that?
Yes.
So it'd have to be.
So it was
artery.
blocking one of them. Oh. So basically, he was having half of his circulation. So if they could have gotten to him a hospital fast enough, they would have been able to take it out and maybe been able to, with a blood transfusion going.
At least hook him up with something.
And try to, close it up before he bleeds out. But when they took it out, he actually bled out because then his heart or the artery opened up and blood went into the heart where it's not supposed to be, where it's supposed to have the, blip, 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 blip. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So his heart basically drowned? I don't know. It didn't have those gas chambers that need to pump.
Yeah.
And if they would have left the stinger in, he might have lived.
Sad. In other dead celebrity news,
James Gandolfini. That just popped up a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, no.
We were in a fucking rant there, and then that popped up.
Yeah, we're just sitting there perusing the web. Like, what are we going to talk about today? Then all of a sudden, James Gandolfini dead at 51. And
I'm guaranteeing you, right now, I will put money. That's a heart attack.
Let me double check.
I'm just saying, that's got to be a fucking heart attack.
Let me Google it. Yep. Suspected heart attack in Rome.
Seriously, that's not that hard.
That wasn't
that story came out, and I liked him as an actor. I'm sorry to anybody of his family, but that story just popped up on the computer, and I'm looking at it going, yeah, we all knew that. Exactly. That was coming.
Yes, especially when you can hear him breathing and
those last couple of seasons, it was, hey, Chrissy, go kill him and give me a sandwich. I mean, seriously, oh, wow. I'm not saying I'm a slender folk. I'm just saying.
Exactly. It's getting kind of rough at that point. Getting kind of rough.
When you start losing sight of kneecaps and, is my belt straight? Because I can't even see it in the mirror. And then the best part about it is if somebody would come back and go, who would know? I mean, he was getting to be a big fella.
No doubt.
Big fella.
Now, what do you think he was doing in Rome? Gorging on pasta.
Oh.
And all the fine
like I would.
Rome. Amen.
Hey, I'm going to look at it this way. There's certain folk of this world that's what they want to do. And I hate when people start saying, oh, they went too fast.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That was their choice. Like John Candy. You look at his early career, and he was not that big of a guy. Look at his late career, and he was a big guy.
Yeah, Farley.
Yep.
The same. They just, when the world is your buffet, how can't you?
You're of one of two people.
Yeah, exactly.
Either you're the person that's just like, I'm going to live like I do now, or you're the other person that goes, I am going to do everything I wanted to do.
Exactly. I'm going to snort it, drink it, shoot it, fuck it,
rock and roll, and eat all of it.
That's what they're going to do.
And I am definitely one of the people that would eat all of it.
Hey, eat, drink, and be merry.
Fuck. If I got, I'm going to say this right now. If I made my first $3 million, I'd say $3 million because $1 million would probably be spent doing this. Mm-hmm. I would literally just travel the fucking Europe into Russia. I mean, I'd travel all over the place and just try cuisine. I'm not kidding you. Be like, let's fucking take a train over here and see what this is like.
Oh, amen. I would do the same thing.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If I made $3 million, I'd just be like, seriously, the next year, all I am doing is traveling to and fro and eating everything I can find.
Eat, pray, love, bitch.
Damn straight. If it looks good, I am eating it. I don't give a shit. No, I do not want this to go. Give this to the local homeless person. I am leaving.
I am leaving.
Because I am going to go get some more food down the street.
You just order everything on the menu and then just try like a bite.
Why wouldn't you?
That is true. It'd be kind of spendy, but
like I said, I'd spend like $1 million doing that, but wouldn't that be the coolest thing ever?
Yes.
You'd be able to be like, yeah, I went to 52 countries and I tried 1,000 dishes.
Would you try any insects?
I've eaten insects.
Like you've eaten what are grasshopper?
Yes, I've eaten grasshoppers. I've eaten
mealworms. Did you eat it cooked or did you just eat it?
The grasshoppers were actually, I think I might like them otherwise, but they were chocolate covered grasshoppers.
Weird.
And the chocolate kind of Because from what I found out about them is they weren't fresh or anything. They brought them back. And what they said was that the chocolate kind of took away the crispiness of it. Because the grasshopper, they said, is fried. And so it's got like a crispy fried taste to it.
Yeah.
But then when they dip them in the chocolate, they give it to you and you're supposed to eat it with the chocolate just hardened on the grasshopper. And then the grasshopper still has a crisp to it. So when I ate it, the grasshopper was a little bit...
soggy?
Yeah. I mean, it still had a crunch to it.
Did it have any taste, even?
You know, it kind of had... And this is going to sound a little strange, but it's like a meaty nougat.
It was that kind of texture?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to just sound... No, it was like more like a fucking mushroom texture type deal. You know what I mean?
Kind of rubbery?
Yeah. Where it was firmer.
Okay.
Because when they get cooked, they get the firmness to it. So, I mean, it wasn't that... And you got to cook them anyway, because a lot of insects have parasites in them.
Yeah.
So you have to cook them. But... I've had them before. I mean, some of them aren't that bad. Some of them probably are really bad, but...
You know, the UN is trying to get us to eat insects. They actually had a whole thing about it like a few weeks ago in the UN where they're saying, you know what, humans should eat insects because, you know, the cattle does so much damage to the environment and there's so many insects about, and... I'm like, yeah, that's all well and good for us, you know, peasants, but are you elitists going to be eating fucking insects? No. You're going to be eating goddamn filet mignon.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The funny part about that is they're going to be eating lobster. So in essence,
they are eating
in
insects.
Evolutionary terms. I think it's kind of funny because I always thought it was one of those things where if people actually knew, in evolutionary terms, how close a cockroach and a lobster are, I wonder if they'd still eat lobster.
Probably.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're from the same family. I know there's going to be fucking people that disagree with me on this one. But if you're talking about a couple 100,000 years,
yeah,
that's not that much.
They do look like insects.
And I'm just saying there is actually underwater cockroaches.
Really?
Yes.
Creepy.
But, I mean, just in the insect world, I know there's probably different insects that are a lot closer resembling to crustaceans in the evolutionary term. I just use cockroach as one of those examples because people know what a cockroach is. And it is kind of funny. We'll eat those, but we won't eat land insects.
Well, yeah.
Because a crustacean, basically all that is an underwater insect.
Mm-hmm.
So...
why not? Why don't you eat it then, Sam?
Not readily available.
Insects? They're all over the place.
Ooh, not the way that we're talking about. If you want good quality insects, you actually have to farm them. I'm not kidding you.
That you should dump out one of your fish tanks and make it a goddamn locust farm and eat those.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Your beta's got fin rot, damn it.
Yeah, well, he's one of 11 fish.
Well, he's got fin rot, and you need to...
And now he's put in his own bowl. I have a quarantine tank.
I have a quarantine. You need to start farming insects the UN has directed you to. They want us all to eat insects.
I don't have a big enough yard.
But you can...
I can keep this up all night, motherfucker. I don't care what you got on me.
You don't buy into the UN conspiracy that they want you to eat cockroaches and insects, do you?
No, I actually do. Because, and as gross
do you agree with it?
Yes. And as gross as people think about it, this might be, it makes perfect sense. If you look at what cattle take to actually produce a pound of meat.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's like 13 times the weight to produce 1 pound of meat. So if you're going to look at a cat or a cow that weighs, let's just say 1,000 pounds, it takes 13,000 pounds a year of feed to maintain that cow.
Yeah, not including what it took to make that feed.
Well,
and
yes,
then the energy.
but what I'm just saying though is to sustain that cow.
Yeah.
To make it the weight that we want it, the fucking thickness, the protein,
juiciness.
So it not only has the best milk, but when it stops milking, we can eat the shit out of that fucker. So it takes 13 pounds for every pound of that cow per year. That's a badass fucking rival when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
When you think of how many hundreds of thousands of cows we have in this country. How many thousands of cows do you think... don't get me wrong, I love steak. I will always eat steak. Even if there's a little animal cruelty going on, I don't think my steak comes from it.
Exactly. But see,
that's why I pay a little extra to go to the butcher themselves.
See, that's the thing. I think we need to, especially where we live, we should pay a little more attention, and we should really, definitely always get grass fed, because we do live in the Midwest, so there's plenty of people we can buy.
I go to a local butcher. I don't go to a chain. I don't go to a place that has, a local butcher gets their shit.
Locally?
And it doesn't matter where you're at.
But do they get it locally,
yes,
or do they get it
butcher,
factories?
No, a local butcher gets it locally most times.
I suppose because most of the mass farms are for the mass producers.
They go to a slaughterhouse. They don't go to a local butcher. A local butcher will talk to a farmer and be like, I'll take 20 cows from you right now.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking butcher 20 cows and be like, T-bone sale.
And see, that's the thing. And because you need to stay away from that GMO. And that's what all that stuff
doesn't
is.
make any kind of a difference. Because it
does. GMO makes a
huge difference. No. What I'm saying is going to your local butcher shop. I'm not saying that has anything to do with, the GMO.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to go by what the farmer says. You can do as many tests as you want.
And that's the thing. And it could be completely corn-fed or purely organic.
But the corn
is probably GMO. And that's the thing. And that's why you want to go grass-fed. And I think you
can't grass feed them up here, though. They have to have some kind of cornmeal.
Son of a bitch!
That's why silos are all over the place. You have to have the cornmeal to feed the cows through the winter.
And I suppose you can't
because you have to roll the hay, and then you have to have the cornmeal. Otherwise, they have no nutrients, because the green out of the grass is what actually gives them the nutrients.
And I suppose they can't get any non-Monsanto fucking corn up here either, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's all... You know what I came across today that kind of upset me? They
have Citgo or something like that up here.
Chipotle, how they claim to be all natural, 100%.
They use Monsanto.
Yeah, all their chicken, pork, beef, the rice, the tortilla, the veggies, they're all GMO.
Are you
but they don't even have it marked.
They have it marked as they don't give website. Their animals this, which means they don't give them injections, and they don't throw the pellets in the food. But the food is. And they can get away legally by saying
it's that. So disheartening.
And I hate it that they do it, but it's so delicious I have to eat it.
I know, but it's so disheartening.
By the way, I could use some free Chipotles if you want to send that my way.
As we're talking shit about them not labeling their food.
Yes, but it is delicious,
properly.
And I will try to eat it every single day if I can.
And the craziest part about it is they are one of the top proponents lobbying for there to be legislation to have GMO foods labeled in every venue, but yet they bury their labels deep in their website. They don't even have it posted, and yet they still push across the all natural, healthy.
Really? That actually surprises you? That's the same exact thing that Taco Bell did when they were found out that they don't use meat. They had to have taco meat-like substitute is what they were told.
But that's different, because the executives of Chipotle even made a comment saying how disheartening it was to the consumer and how they, felt bad, but it's a really tough thing to do is to get a reliable source of soy and corn without it being GMO.
Yeah.
Unlike Taco Bell, where they're like, thank you, putting out a full page ad in the New York Times, thanking the lawsuit. That's a little abrasive.
I will honestly say this: I will never eat there again, just because
always
of that.
hated it. I always hated
And yes, I don't want any free Taco Bell. I'm not kidding you. I will never eat there again after that full-page ad that said thank you. Are you fucking kidding me? Thank you for finding out we're pieces of shit. Thank you for finding out that we don't actually serve you meat.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be sarcastically, ironically, whatever you want to determine it.
Yeah, exactly.
To us? Are you fucking... really? You have that kind of balls?
Yeah, the hubris.
And then that was the funny part about it, though, is the majority of the public starts going, oh my god, Dorito shell? And forgot about it!
I was just going to say that the whole Dorito shell gimmick had me really close to trying it. I was like, I want to try that. But then I just waited for the reviews to come in, and everybody's like, it's just a regular taco shell with just the powder on it. It's not actually a Dorito.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't tell me you don't pour out the Dorito.
They should make a cool ranch.
But you can't tell me they don't pour out a Dorito mold. Or do they actually cut those? Like, how are they made?
Sprinkle some powder on.
No, but I'm talking about making the actual tortilla chip the way it is. It's like, why can't you just pour that concoction that makes the chip into a mold?
Because that'd be too much money. So all they did was Doritos sent them the powder. And they dose their fucking tortilla chips with this powder.
See, that's disappointing.
And that's
why I didn't want to try it.
Every time,
because I knew it was bunk.
Yeah, every time somebody asked me about that shit, they'd be like, "Hey, have you tried that Doritos taco?" And I just went, "You know what? I really don't want a really bad taco that tastes like Doritos, because that would kill Doritos for me."
Exactly, because it's when you have those, like when you get the counterfeit. Like Old Dutch, their little like cheesy tortilla, where it's just the powder is just not the same.
It's like when you're expecting a Pepsi and you get a Super Cola. You know what I mean?
Little R family.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that shit where you're just like, oh, you know what? I wanted this to quench my thirst. Instead, all it did was make me want to drink this entire can because it's very sugary.
And now I'm fucking wired.
Yes, I know. That when those fuckers came out, I can honestly say that I was one of the only people I know that just went, am I the only one that forgot about no meat?
Yeah. Like,
seriously, 2 weeks ago we were all saying, they have no meat. And now you're going, oh my god, Doritos. That's gotta be good.
It's gonna be. And I loved how when they came out and when those commercials, they're like, "Oh, this guy drove 300 miles to try the new Dorito taco because it wasn't in his area."
Because he's a fucking moron.
Exactly. Because
he just paid $800 for that taco. Because he was driving a fucking Hummer.
God, you hate Taco Bell.
Oh, I hate them. They're like one of the worst corporations ever, and KFC's with them, but I love KFC every now and then.
And I love the parent company of the KFC, Yum.
Yep.
That's just such a hilarious... Yum. It's just a hilarious name for like a fast food
Oh, seriously, you couldn't get a better one there.
Yum.
Yum. Who you work for? Yum.
What do you do there? Yum.
I make shit that makes you go yum. I'm saying that works so well.
Yes.
It's either that or you gotta like hire a quartet to go behind you all the time and just go yum 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 yum. That's yum. Where I work, bitch. Next question.
Next topic. Oh, I wanted to bring this up when we were talking about dead celebrities and Gandolfini.
Uh-oh.
So, according,
yes, I hated the last episode of The Sopranos.
But, you know how I love to speculate and, make stuff up when I hear, not make stuff up, but like to read into things that I hear and interesting stories. So I came across this one today. This reporter for Rolling Stone, Michael Hastings, he died in a car accident in Los Angeles.
Oh, I fucking heard about that.
And of course, you know where my mind goes? The goddamn global elites murdered him.
No, I actually saw that shit on BBC News that we were talking about him going down.
And you know why I think that the global elites took him down? Because he's the son of a bitch that brought down McChrystal.
Nah, I think he got in a car accident.
Oh, yeah, because his brake lines were cut.
No, you got in a car accident.
You don't think it's convenient that the dude that outs General McChrystal makes him resign in freaking shame?
No.
And then he also has
no.
But it's not.
You got to look at it this way, Jake. I'm going to just say it this before you go there. I'm just saying.
Can I mount my defense and my evidence first?
Oh, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so not only did he out the McChrystal, he also wrote an expose, of how America's drone war, and this was before they actually came out today and admitted that they do use America. Well, this wasn't on Americans in American airspace, but that's a whole different topic. And he also, did investigation into how the Army illicitly uses psychological operations to influence senators. And he also got into a little tiff with Hillary Clinton's aide when they're talking about Benghazi. Raines got angered at his questions, and I quote, Raines said, "Why do you bother to ask questions you've already decided you know the answers to?" And then Hastings shot back, "Why don't you give answers that aren't fucking bullshit for a change?" That's why motherfucker got, in my opinion.
See,
he's rattling the cage. See, they're already spying on journalists.
But the difference
now
is,
they're killing them.
What I'm trying to say is...
and Obama speaking in East Germany? Coincidence?
That's why generals get paid what they get paid, is because chances are, if you're a general that's in Washington, you're not going to be a general very long.
That is true.
If you want to look at the track record that actually happens, if you're a general out in the field, you can have a lucrative career. As soon as they pull you to Washington,
you become a political pawn.
You are a scapegoat.
Yep. You're 100%
And
right.
Don't get it mistaken. They have all this shit on you to begin with. But once you're worth, or you start speaking a different language, or you start saying something different, like McChrystal was saying, I don't think we should be doing this, we need to be doing something different, that's when the administration goes, huh. Well, I understand and respect that.
But we're gonna.
Would you mind wait out on the hall, because this is privileged information. Yep. So, and as soon as they walk out, it's boop, ruin his life, please. I mean, it has nothing to do with the reporter whatsoever. The reporter was just the guy that got the information, because he was the closest friend of the guy that was like, "This guy's a dick." Here, like. But it's coincidence. If you want to start talking about other people that died in car crashes, like Princess Diane, that is. Do you
think that was a ritual killing?
I actually do think that there's conspiracy
to that one.
Yes,
legitimacy.
Put it to you this way, she was part of the royal family, which means that the driver of that vehicle was actually a trained driver. Yeah. That guy was supposed to know his shit inside out, backwards, and up, down, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And not be dissuaded by paparazzi on mopeds.
That's what I'm saying.
And like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
But instead he goes 120 miles an hour into a wall.
Yeah.
That just doesn't sound like somebody that's been trained as an elite, Yeah, that is true. Either that was just a really stupid mistake, like a 101 mistake that he just went, "Ah, shit," and it came back to him, or that does have some conspiracy theory to it.
Oh, I think it does, 100%.
Because I'm just saying, like I was saying, anybody who's driving the president is not going to be the first day behind a fucking limo wheel. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's not going to be sitting there going, "Oh, I trained in a Lincoln.
Yeah.
This is a Cadillac." shit. Like, that's not gonna happen.
So, if I threw at you that I think Paul Wellstone was assassinated...
Oh, I know Paul Wellstone was assassinated.
Bam! All right, good.
I know that for a fact. Because his family was not supposed to be on that plane. His family was actually supposed to be left back, but he took them on a trip.
But you don't think that's why
that was why they crashed that flight? Because his family wasn't supposed to be there.
I'm under the impression that they crashed that plane because his wife and family were on there because they learned their lesson from that. I can't remember who it was. The sitting senator for Missouri when he died in the plane crash, and John Ashcroft ran against him because they killed him to try to get Ashcroft into the Senate. That didn't work because of the sympathy they voted in his wife. And I think that's why they didn't want that to repeat. I think they chose that flight specifically.
Oh, that was basically the same. Both. The same reason that they did. There was a Eddie Murphy movie that was about that, where he ran for Senate in Florida, I think. I don't know. And it was only because he had the last name Jefferson, and the senator that was from there just died. His name was the same Jefferson. So he ran under the same ticket just saying, "This is my name." And people were like, "Oh, shit, yeah, I know that guy." And they just voted him in because it was the same name.
What movie was that? I've never seen that.
I can't remember exactly what it was.
It'd be awesome.
It's actually kind of funny because in the beginning of the movie, he runs a sex line with his cousin or something like that. Yeah. It's like a phone sex line. Yeah, so it's a funny movie. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but... Look it up, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Is
he win a Senate race?
In the 80s.
But God, speaking of conspiracies...
This week's homework.
Did you see the newest, not the newest, but an old-ass conspiracy came up to the forefront again? The TWA Flight 800 that went down in 99.
Oh, yeah.
All this new evidence is coming out that it was actually a missile strike.
Yep.
New documentary, reopen the investigation. Once again, conspiracy theorists proven right. Thank you, Snowden.
They're not proven right.
That there is
not as of yet.
Come on. There's a cover-up. That much is proven.
No, I'll give you the information, or I'll give you the fact that not all information has been given.
It was shot down by a goddamn missile. No two ways about it.
Yeah, I don't think people crashed it.
I'm going to speculate.
I don't think people crashed it.
Yeah, it wasn't just engine failure or whatever they...
No,
fuel tank explosion.
Yeah.
That's what they said it was.
It wasn't
by short circuit in the wiring.
I do think it might have been a giant malfunction, but I don't think it's what they're...
Of a surface-to-air missile.
No, but I don't think it's what they're telling us it is. I don't know. Regardless,
somebody shot it down.
Yes.
It was most likely, it probably wasn't malice or even an act of terrorism. It was just probably a military training exercise. Like, whoops, we shot that in the wrong spot, buddies.
Or they weren't supposed to be where they were.
The flight?
I mean, that shit has happened before. Yeah. There's been multiple documented cases of that where a pilot starts looking at his radar and seeing weather in front, goes, yeah, we're just going to go a little on the outside of this, and all of a sudden getting contacted by a military base going, what the hell are you doing, man?
We're running drills here. We're trying to take down airplanes like you.
You are coming right into our view, and we got F-16s throwing shit through there.
So I don't know. That Michael Hastings death smells kind of fishy to me.
Yeah,
a little too convenient.
Whatever. You love fucking conspiracy theories.
I don't know.
You would rather have your imagination than reality anyway.
Oh, yeah. You know me. I love to live in the imagination.
Where I would hate it.
Yeah, you're
my imagination is fucking freaky.
See, that's why I think we're a lot alike, but what makes it nice is we're that much different. Where you're black and white and I'm gray.
I don't want my imagination to ruin the world, because if my imagination is actually what happens out there, oh my God, Jake, we have absolutely no chance. No chance at all.
No chance. Where are we going, and why are we in this handbasket?
Exactly. Is that water?
I can turn salt water into fresh water, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Dude, you could be the global ruler. You could be the next Antichrist. That's how you could come onto the world stage, is by telling, especially once this water crisis hits, that's inevitable. That's why the Queen is buying up all this fresh water in America.
Either that or I would be fucking pumping water my entire life.
You'd be selling bottled water.
Yep.
I'd
just be sitting in the ocean going, bottle.
Oh, brilliant idea.
Bottle.
Kill two birds with one stone. You could take all the bottles floating in those trash islands, just refill them with fresh water, sell them back to everybody.
Just look at me like, you fresh water over here.
You'd have no overhead cost because they would just throw the bottles back in the ocean and you'd get them again.
If you filled them up like that, though, wouldn't they just sink?
No, but that's the thing, is that's why you have the apparatus that you'd pallet them up on a ship and then they would transport them. If you're going to set this up as a business, we need logistics and an infrastructure.
It is a fucking island that's like, what did they say, half the size of Texas?
Or some shit like that, I thought.
So
there's two of them. There's one over by Hawaii and another by Japan.
So you look at it that way, fuck, I could put my whole plant right on the island.
Exactly, and then you can just
it'd be a little wavy.
And all you'd have to do is figure out, which I think they already have the technology to turn plastic basically into biofuel and stuff like that, or some sort of energy source, correct?
I didn't know that was actually, I didn't even think about that. You could turn salt water into
like fuel.
Fucking gas.
But they have engines that run on water these days,
don't
they?
What is it, almost $4 a gallon?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, is if you utilize technology as well as should,
then I could buy my own island.
If we spent a fraction of the money on clean energy research as we do on blowing up brown people, our woes would be so much alleviated in this country.
Well, I understand that, and I think we should stop blowing up brown people, but then who are we going to blow up?
Nobody.
Them's fighting words. Maybe we'll blow up Jake's.
Fuck you, buddy.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Don't tell me I can't fuck anybody up.
Oh my god.
Why the hell couldn't I fight anybody?
Because we're going to move beyond that, Sam. We're going to transition into a higher entity, like a higher sense of being. We are going to start seeing through our third eye, as opposed to the bullshit eyes that we see through now.
Dude, seriously, was I in a coma here? Is religion gone?
Yes.
That'd be the only way that this happens.
We are going to murder religion.
Ooh. Like stab it.
Not murder it like literally in the whole gruesome blood and guts. We're going to murder all believers and followers. What we're going to do is
I'm just talking about overall religion.
We're going to murder it with a paradigm shift.
A paradigm shift
in consciousness, Sam. We are going to ascend to the fourth vibrational density and be light.
I want to be pure energy.
That's the thing. That's the next stages, I hear, is you're supposed to like go into a realm of like where you feed on light and you basically become a plant in a. So our plants,
I can be a black hole. I want to be a black hole.
You're kind of a white hoe right now.
Fuck you. I didn't say hoe. I said hole.
So you just. That'd be awesome.
I want to feed on light.
You're gonna be. There's that. Do you think that's what the entities in the higher vibrational densities are feeding on? Is the light coming from this, universe or this density? And that's what black holes are. A motherfucker sucking it.
That's a good question.
So they are actually doing damage. Maybe not in their reality, but by extension, our reality.
Huh.
Something to ponder.
I believe it would happen. Depending on where the stars are, because the stars are the ones that create the black holes.
Yeah.
So where was an old star?
That is true. Huh. That's a good question.
You wouldn't have been able to do that without the collapsing density of that gravitational pull.
Yeah.
That's what creates that black hole. So you'd have to find a dead star, which... Shit. That would be hard.
Yeah.
Because you'd literally...
So that theory shot to hell, basically.
Yeah, I don't know how you would track that, because everything that was around it would already be sucked into it, so there's no way that you could actually watch it go back into it. Like, there would be no orbiting or nothing. It would be gone.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking penny down the chute, you know? It just keeps going, and then it's gone. Well, there's no trail. Yeah. There's just, okay.
Would it be awesome if those actually were like black holes and you got to see the freaking penny spaghettify as it went down? That
where all the atoms just come apart.
That would be trippy.
Oh, I would piss myself if I saw that. I'd be like, give me another fucking coin, man.
Exactly. Remind me not to stick my finger down there.
I think we need to take this thing home.
This is the best.
I don't want to get this in the wrong hands.
Does the government know about this? This is the secret portal to Narnia.
Exactly.
All right, so another random thing. There is another politician sex scandal.
What?
Yes. This one comes out of Britain.
No way.
Yep, it's a city councilman.
I would have guessed an Italian.
His name is Simon Parks. He's a 15...
Simon Parks, isn't that the dude from fucking Mentalist? Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Simon Baker. Go ahead.
Oh, is it?
He's... No, he's Australian. My bad, they sound similar.
Okay, but Simon Parks, 53-year-old politician who represents Whitby, is raising eyebrows.
Whitby? What the fuck is Whitby?
It's a town in England, I assumed.
Okay. Or a district?
Probably a town. Because I think they do it by towns.
Oh, do they?
Or maybe... What are they called? If it's not a town, what would it be? Like a... It's not like a... What are they? The territory?
Well, they're not counties.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was a district.
Yeah, it must be... Well, the Whitby region, be it a town, a county.
There you go. It's a region.
A Narnia.
It's... Through the closet.
Yep, once again with the Narnia reference. But basically, he's raising eyebrows because of his belief that he fathered an extraterrestrial child named Zarka.
You gotta be kidding.
Yep, with an alien he calls the Cat Queen. That just tells he's been on the internet too much.
The Cat Queen?
Because people on the internet love cats.
Are you kidding me? No. The Cat Queen?
Yeah, it says the Cat Queen. His real mother, he says, is a 9-foot-tall green alien with 8 fingers.
Hey.
Ooh. Could you imagine an 8-fingered old-fashioned?
It has no fucking thumb?
Ooh. I would assume they would have a thumb.
Not one thumb.
Maybe 2.
Either that, no, they don't have thumbs. Either that or the like Family Guy cartoon. You know, they got the 3 fingers and the thumb.
Well, this is 8 fingers.
Yeah, 8 fingers, or 8 fingers on one hand is what.
No,
they're
8
saying.
fingers. Ooh,
they don't. Gotta fucking clarify.
Yeah, what the hell?
8 fingers on one hand or 8 fingers total.
Who is this writer?
God damn you, AP.
God, Stuart Minting. On Huffington Post.
He is going to get a virtual lashing from me.
Damn it. Because see, when I read 8 fingers, I read...
Like 8 on one hand?
Yeah, and I was thinking...
See, when you read it, I read it as
8 total.
8 total.
Which is probably...
Fucking no thumbs, that sucks.
Which is probably
just
accurate.
Has 8 fingers.
And see, the thing I was thinking was 8 fucking...
Like flippers.
8 fingers on one hand. Could you imagine the handy you could get?
Oh.
That'd be if she had 2 thumbs...
She'd tickle your balls as she was giving you the shafter.
And then she'd have a free hand to fucking massage the prostate. If you're into that. I'm not into that.
Wow. That'd be a lot of fingers going up there.
Yep. But hey.
I don't want to back...
Did I say 5 fingers? I meant 8.
I want to back... No thumb.
No thumb. Spit on it.
No, I'd want a back rub.
I agree with 8. So, okay, I guess I would have... Do you think... Yeah, so it's 8 fingers, so it'd be 4 on each hand, hopefully. Unless it has...
I don't know.
Unless it has 8 hands and 1 finger.
It doesn't say anything about that. Now you're just adding shit in.
Of course! This dude's fucking an alien and has a kid named Zarka with Cat Queen.
Well,
a 9-foot tall alien with 8 fingers.
I'm just saying it this way, man. If you, sounds kind of hot. So I'm just saying.
She's 9 foot tall.
I'm just saying.
That means she's probably slender.
I'm just saying. If you're fucking Zarkon the Cat Queen.
Yeah.
you are taking pictures. And I just, maybe call me disgusting. I just want to see one.
And
he'll probably have his cock in it, but I don't really care. I just want to see one.
Especially if she looked like Natasha Henstridge in Species. I don't know. That came out in my
Reptilian.
Oh my god, that came out in my formidable years.
Wasn't that show actually a conspiracy theory to begin with? That was like what reptilians actually are?
Well, yeah, it was basically, kind of showing us what a reptilian human hybrid is, aka the global elite. Royal family, according to David Icke, is reptilian hybrids.
Who the fuck is David Icke?
Oh, some just crazy.
I know that guy, but I've heard of him.
He used to be a presenter. Actually, he started out as a Premier League soccer goalie. Well, football goalie.
Football.
In England. And then he became a news presenter. And then he became this guy that just went out, investigating what reality is, the reptilians, Illuminati, like what, the slave state that he believes the reptilians have enslaved us in with an illusion.
While playing football?
No, this is after.
Oh.
So he's out there. He's pretty entertaining to listen to. Pretty entertaining. He's got some good videos on YouTube. I would recommend you check it out.
That kind of shit, though, is I don't love calling anybody crazy.
No.
Because these guys literally do believe what they're saying. And the differential is I'm not positive if we can all see the same shit.
That is true. Because it is just like a TV or a radio.
Well, you got to look at it this way. I know firsthand. I don't hear like normal people do. I hear higher pitched noises. The first time I had one of those dog whistles, I blew that for my dog when I was a little kid, but it was a slide whistle for dogs. So you could
find the tone.
Yeah, you could find the tone that was best for your dog. And I hit one tone that almost made me shit myself.
The brown note?
Yeah. I'm just saying, I hit one tone where I literally hit it and my fucking nose started running. Like, it hurt. It rocked me to my core. And I dropped to my knees and I dropped the whistle and was like, that hurt like crazy. And my dog, Clyde at the time, was looking at me going, fucking right it was, huh? So I never blew that thing again.
Because you knew what it felt like?
Yes, I can hear higher pitch. That was the lower end of the spectrum. Like, he could hear the higher. But I went from the lower end of the spectrum and I just twisted it just a bit. And wow, there was something that just, it felt like my ears were bleeding. And it just really hit me hard. So I know for a fact that not all people are the same, because I can't hear low tones.
Oh, really?
I can't hear low tones at all.
You can't hear like the deep bass, like boom, boom.
Why? No, I can feel it, but I can't hear it. And why do you think I don't like going to concerts and shit? Because the speakers fuck with me.
Oh yeah, you'd have been fucked if you'd went to that Astronautilus and Sims concert. Because Sims did it like 3 times where he forgot he got really close to the mic and just went, just that screech.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge high tone person, and it hurt. And you'd probably have been like on your knees if you have
not only
if your hearing's that acute to the high noises.
all the low tones as well. I don't register them, but my eardrums do. Like, they still vibrate.
Yeah.
It's still noise. So it still hurts my ears, but I don't actually hear it. I feel it more than hear it. And too much of that actually starts... It's like exercising too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you just like, I need to stop this, otherwise I'm done.
I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. And that's why I don't like doing that, is because too much of one type of... Yeah, it just doesn't work. If I'm going to go to a band or a concert or something like that, it's got to change tempos, it's got to change volumes. I can't have...
Maybe you would have liked this.
I can't have the bass beats constantly.
Yeah. Well, you would probably like this because the Astronautilus, as you've heard, is a lot different than Sims, who's from Doomtree.
Astronautilus has a lot of different
tone
sounding.
Changes, yeah. So you'd have grooved on that.
But still not big on it just because there's too much...
Yeah, he's still hip-hop-ish.
Yeah.
So he's got that heavy bass undertone.
But we're still going against the point that I was trying to make here. The reason that I'm saying that I can understand that people have different ways of thinking, looking, doing, is because of that. I can hear different tones than other people. I know I can hear them. It's not just a ringing in my ear. I can fucking hear them. So when you talk about other people, there's got to be people that can see a different spectrum of light.
Oh yeah.
Or there's got to be people that can, fucking taste something different, or can feel something different.
Because that's what I always thought schizophrenics might be.
Yeah.
They actually are like kind of a radio where they're
not quite dialed.
Yeah, cross-tuned where they're in between stations.
They were the mutations where they got two of them, and it was just sensory overload for what we have.
Exactly. So they're hearing alternate universes. That's why they're hearing random voices, is because they're not the radio waves. And that's actually kind of been proven, because they basically think all matter comes from vibrations, aka sound. And our DNA molecules are set up for a perfect antenna to receive the vibrations and the frequency. So I could totally agree with that.
That's why music is so big with humans. Yeah, because you can literally feel it throughout your body, because we actually are tuning forks.
Yep, and that's why they coined it the universe, Sam. One song.
Yep.
We're supposed to be together.
I'm just saying, though, man, that I can honestly say people have different shit. And now I'm not saying there's fucking X-Men out there, and I'm not saying
it's just...
Yeah, there's men who stare at goats where they can go, die, goat, and the goat just keels over. I'm just
saying... There are remote viewers. That's proven. Even the government admits that.
There's shit that we just can't comprehend, and I think it's the same way as me. I just have a stupid form of it. So I can hear a dog whistle. So what good is that?
Yeah, so do you think this Simon Parks is able to see an entity on the other level and bang it? Do you think his human sperm can infiltrate the alien womb?
All I have to ask is, why isn't Simon Parks being brought up on rape charges for an alien?
It was consensual.
Oh, he didn't say that.
Well, let's keep reading in the article and find out. According to this, he revealed his otherworldly past in a new TV documentary, Confessions of an Alien Abductee. And it claims that he's been down and dirty with higher beings for about 4 times a year. Dude, he's an alien playboy. He's banging quarterly.
The Queen Catwoman.
But see, the way it's worded... It says, and claims he's been getting down and dirty with higher beings about 4 times a year. So, he could be fucking other chicks other than Cat Queen, but she just pulled the goalie and she got knocked up.
I think he's choking himself in his closet and going,
higher being!
And he's come back so far. One of these times he's going to do that the 4th time that year and just be found swinging.
Yeah, he's going to be found David Carradine style. Yep. That is so...
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man. Well, he goes on to say, and I quote, "What will happen is that we will hold hands, and I will say, 'I'm ready.' And then
I'm sorry, I couldn't hold that. I'm ready.
I'm ready."
Oh, fuck. Why don't they all just say that when you hold hands with them?
No, I think he says that. Because this isn't the alien talking. But
I'm ready.
But isn't that
and the alien goes...
isn't that an adorable picture, though? What happens is we will hold hands.
And what did he say? She's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, 9 feet tall with 8 total fingers. We've come to that conclusion.
Well, yeah, whoa, I'm still good on 8 with one hand. That's awesome.
Because it makes for a sweet hand.
Yeah, I know.
But, so, he goes on to say...
Grabby.
He goes on to say, once they're holding hands, he'll be like, "I'm ready." And then the technology, I don't understand, will take us up to the craft orbiting the Earth. And needless to say, his wife isn't happy about his intergalactic gallivanting, but dealt with the news because, I quote, "It is not a human level," she says to the Metro. And when he's not working on city council or as a driving instructor, Parks is talking about Cat Queen and Zarka. He's been talking about alien abduction for years, describing his own trips to outer space in great detail. He claims there are plenty of people who have had the same experience, but won't speak about it because they are terrified it'll destroy their careers. That is a great story.
I want to meet that guy.
Oh, that is
seriously. I want to meet that guy, and I want to fuck Cat Queen's sister.
You're like, hey, are you guys swingers? Are aliens swingers?
I'm just saying, I want to fuck Cat Queen's sister.
Will you get your 9 or your 8-fingered handy old fashioned going on?
Leah's gonna have to figure this one out when his wife does.
His wife understands.
They can talk to each other. They can go through the classes. I don't give a shit. I'm doing this.
But the best part is if
send an email to that guy being like, "I will come with you the next time. Send my picture as well.
I'll give you a headshot."
Yeah, tell him to give that to the Queen next time. Maybe in a couple of months, I'll be fucking space pussy.
Exactly. You can have your own Zarka. Your little baby Zarka.
I want Zarka.
Thought you didn't want children.
Yeah, I don't, unless they're alien kids that can eat other kids. But like, hey, your kid's bullying. Oh, nope. You don't have a kid anymore.
And the best part is if it's a higher intelligence or a higher being, it could literally mind control your wife into being like, yeah, I'm down with this shit.
What?
Because aliens can get in your head and do telekinesis and then convince you that it's your own thoughts, that it's okay to let you bang the 9-foot alien. And then Leah will be cool with it. And that's how you can get away with it.
I didn't even see that coming.
See?
I was still on the baby part.
No, I'm bringing it back to making this legitimately happen. We're getting down to logistics here. We are planning a way for you to
let's fucking email this dude and maybe both of us can get alien pussy.
Hey, if he's a city councilman, he's got to have a public email address.
That's what I'm saying. We should text him or fucking email him and just be like, we would love to get down on your alien shit.
Oh, and I would, yeah, I want to try okay.
I want my own alien kid, and I believe... Are these grays? Because I'm not any grays.
She's green.
Oh, reptilian. They can be whatever they want, can't they?
Well, yes, but it doesn't say that she's specifically a reptilian, but if they're green, they're most likely reptilian.
That's what I'm saying. There's either grays, reptilians. I mean, there's only a couple kind.
You don't forget about the Nordics.
Well, that's what... I said only a couple kind. I didn't say... That's all.
That's all, folks.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be talking about green, I don't know of any other green kind. Maybe it's a...
They have the
but if she's a queen.
Don't they have like the cephalopod ones that look like praying mantises? Is what they also claim. Those are green.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that is what Starship Troopers was based on.
Oh, it was the cephalopods. You're right.
Not praying mantises, but bugs.
Yeah. Huh.
It's fucked up a bit.
That is.
But I've never heard cephalopods so much. That's more or less you're fucking crazy.
Me? Yeah.
People who think there's actually cephalopods.
Oh, what? There could be anything. Let's keep it open. Keep an open mind, Sam.
Why?
Because.
Why would I keep an open mind out of something that...
Because. You don't know. There could be aliens that look just like you.
Why would they be here?
I don't know. Now I'm just grasping at straws.
Yeah, I think like shit with conspiracy theories is just way too fucking Hollywood.
No, that's how they...
I just don't understand
that's
the
how
end
they discredit
game.
the truth.
What's the end game?
Of what?
Of any of that shit. Why would they want to consistently... Are you fucking kidding me? If they can drive... all the way here from their home planet, like they can't fucking control us.
Oh, you're talking about aliens.
Yes.
What's the end game for aliens to come here?
No. What I'm saying is to be here, like the fucking reptiles or reptilian that everybody says, they can make themselves look like a chameleon. They just look like everything else. What's their end game? Why would they even fucking care? Because they could enslave all of mankind if they had the technology to get all the way here.
They have.
Then why is their end game thinking that we're not enslaved? Wouldn't it be more productive?
No, their end game is to make us think we're not enslaved,
But
but we are.
wouldn't their end game be more productive if we were enslaved? Because we're not all doing the same job.
No, the thing is the enslavement isn't what you're thinking. The enslavement, in my point of view, is they are energy vampires. These people exist to feed off our fear and our hatred. That is their food source, in my personal opinion. Just Monsters, Inc. laid it out for us. That's truly a metaphor for what I think the reptilians are, and that's why we're a slave, planet. That
is so weird.
Because just like they live off the scares, I think the reptilians
now said, my best friend is so fucked up. No, I've known you longer than I haven't, and I just said, oh my god, this guy's fucking crazy.
Hey, it's not something
Monsters University, based on a true story.
No, they're allegories and metaphors for all of this shit. It's hiding it in plain sight. It's basically bragging about what they want us to know.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying I think that is...
You don't think that's to me, I think that's the end game. If you're going to believe in a reptilian race and what they're trying to accomplish here, yes, I truly believe we are a slave race and they're feeding off our energy.
If it's like fear that they want, there'd be a lot easier ways to get it.
As in... There's constant
Put
fear.
everybody back into the you're going to die scenario.
Most of the fucking world is in that situation right now. We're a part of the lucky few that get to have first world problems. There are many, many parts of this globe that are still to that lament.
Oh, it is true.
So they are still getting that, that energy source from that as well.
Yeah.
And I truly think that's basically the end game. And some people, say they could just be harvesting natural resources or a slave economy for that. Who knows? I don't. All I'm saying is that's just some of the funny stuff that I've come across in my esoteric research that I love to do. And I think it's a sweet-ass scenario to subscribe to, that they're like...
It is kind of
energy
fun.
Vampires.
It is kind of fun.
Yeah. But... Hey.
And that's why most of the good die young, so to speak.
Exactly, because, and that almost brings up too, as maybe there's alien technology that the elites have that they're not sharing with the rest of us. Because look at, Dick Cheney. He should have been dead a long time ago. 7 heart attacks, he's outlived his artificial, ticker. I mean... I
do actually believe that Dick Cheney died years ago, and... people just didn't realize it. He's still there.
Is he a hologram?
No, he's not a hologram.
Or it's a collective illusion.
No, he's just still dead.
He's a collective illusion?
No, he's just still dead.
Then how is he on talk shows?
Because his evil shit just won't die out.
So we're seeing his spectral essence?
No, it's still possessing his body.
I got you now. I didn't think you were going to go
He's just a fucking demon.
Now it's just basically another... I
don't care. I don't care who wants to hear it or who cares to hear it or if anybody even thinks it's true. Dick Cheney has more blood on his hands than anybody that I can think of in this fucking generation.
Henry Kissinger's
got quite a bit on his hands, but Dick Cheney has literally...
shot a guy in the face.
Yes, and had an apology given to him. Yeah. That's how badass he is. If he wasn't part of U.S., he'd be on war crimes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. If he was in any other country that we conquered, he would be on war crimes.
That is true. But to get back to your other point, do you believe that a demonic entity entered his vessel?
No, I think he always has been.
Or do you think he morphed into, or he just was born as a demon?
Honestly,
or do you think his soul morphed into being demonic?
And I will say this one. I will honestly say this one. If I subscribe to any kind of religion whatsoever.
Yeah.
I believe that the world itself and everything around has its own power, has its own entity, has its own chi, if you will. Whatever the hell you want to call it.
So you believe in Gaia principle.
Whatever you want to
Earth
call
is
it.
an
The Earth is its own.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think it's starting to shake?
Trying to shake us off.
Yeah, dogs shake when they feel fleas.
Touche.
You know what I'm saying? I just look at it saying the Earth is starting to say, this sucks, man. I'm going to take you back.
As well it should.
And
like that Carlin bit, I think the world just wanted plastic.
that's what I'm saying. And now that it has its islands,
Yep, that you're going to use to rebottle
I'm
water.
going to put my fucking plant right on it. Sitting there on the edge catching fish, whatnot.
Catching fish and whatnot. Turning my salt water into fresh water.
Yep.
To sell back to the yuppies.
Hell yeah.
At $5 a liter.
Fiji, here you go, bitches.
Exactly. My bottled water is more expensive than gas. For gas.
That's what I'm saying. My water is at the effervescence of the currents.
The currents.
Right next to the bottles that you discarded years ago.
Yep, exactly. Why does all of your bottled water not have the safety seal? We're recycling. It's the new way of recycling. We're going green.
Don't worry, we washed it. Yeah, I really don't care about that shit. I'll have a certain number of people die.
Yeah.
If I can fill it myself, there's no cost.
Exactly. That's your capitalist is showing there. Where you don't care about human life, you just care about profit, sir.
Hells yeah.
You are a demon.
If you're drinking bottled water, you're a douche anyway.
You're a douche anyway.
Do you know how many fucking bottles of water you're wasting every year?
You should
get a goddamn filter. Fucking douche.
Fucking douches.
I really don't understand how bottled water got so cool and expensive in the first place, except for you douches.
Madison Avenue.
Hey, I'm just saying,
And then when they test it, there's no difference between tap water and the... Because it's most likely some mom and pop filling it up in their bathtub and selling it to us. Like, here, Fiji water, enjoy.
We just did 12 cases. Well, that'll get us through next week. Like, who fucking cares? Oh, I hate those just pricks that go at a restaurant and they spend $12 on a fucking bottle of water.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? I would like tap with a lemon wedge, please.
Exactly.
And I'm just saying a lemon wedge because I want to be pretentious.
Can I get cucumber
This
water?
douche just got $12 bottled water. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think that's.
Did you ever use that water bottle? Or you or Leah use that fruit infuser water bottle that I gave you, where it's got that piece that slides in, where you can throw like lemon slices in there, or cucumbers, or raspberries, or strawberries.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, there's like a glass water bottle. I was just curious to see if you guys use it.
That one.
I was hoping she'd use it because she's all about being healthy, and I'm like, hey, now you can drink water and infuse it with fresh fruit and citrus fruit.
You're gonna have to ask her about that because I don't.
That's a pretty legit apparatus, to tell you the truth, because it just kind of has a thing that sits in the water, like a.
We regifted it, just like.
That is fine.
No, I have no fucking clue.
It was a free sample from one of my suppliers, anyway. So it's not
I
like
just
it
wanted to
matters
stop you.
You're just like, shut up about the water bottle, you dumbass. You dumbass. But moving on to another controversial topic, I guess. Did you see the IRS?
What?
$70 million in bonuses after even the sequester.
Yeah.
How'd you like that, sir?
Yep. I really can't respond to that because I don't want to be audited.
And I guess, well, now that we're scared of being audited by the IRS...
I love the IRS, and I think they're doing a really good job. By the way, this is Samuel Leroy Reckner. My social security number is...
But now that we're scared of the IRS, I guess we should sign off for the week. I'm Jake Jelinski.
Sam Reckner.
And come the revolution!
Peace.